The Great Organization Adventure in the 100-Acre Wood. It was a bright and breezy morning in the 100-Acre Wood. The birds were chirping cheerfully, the bees were buzzing around the blooming flowers, and all seemed calm and peaceful. Well, almost all. Deep within his carefully tended vegetable garden, Rabbit was pacing back and forth with a look of great concentration. His whiskers twitched as he muttered to himself, his paws gripping a very official-looking clipboard. Something was bothering Rabbit, something big. "It's all very simple," Rabbit said aloud, even though there was no one around to hear him. "The 100-Acre Wood needs order. We can't keep having all these things out of place. What if someone forgets where they live? Or worse, what if no one knows their important duties?" You see, Rabbit was the sort of animal who liked things to be in perfect order. He liked schedules, lists, and knowing exactly what would happen next. And lately, he had noticed things in the 100-Acre Wood were, well, a little too unorganized for his taste. Pooh spent most of his time lost in thought about honey. Tigger bounced wherever he pleased, and Eeyore, well, Eeyore always seemed to be in his gloomy little corner. Rabbit stopped pacing and straightened up with determination. "That's it. Today is the day we fix all of this. Today we will organize the 100-Acre Wood." With a firm nod, Rabbit hurried off to gather everyone for what would surely be the most important day of the year, the Great Census and Organization Day. The grand announcement. Rabbit didn't waste any time. He marched straight to Pooh's house, clipboard in hand. When he arrived, he found Pooh sitting on a tree stump outside, deep in thought. "Hello, Rabbit," Pooh said, looking up with a honey-smeared smile. "Would you like some honey? I was just thinking how lovely it would be to share a pot." But Rabbit, as always, had more important things on his mind than honey. "No time for honey, Pooh. We have work to do. Today is the day we bring perfect order to the 100-Acre Wood." Pooh blinked. "Order? Oh, bother. I thought today was the day for a nice nap after honey." "No naps," Rabbit said firmly, holding up his clipboard. "We're doing a census. We need to know where everyone lives, what their favorite activities are, and most importantly, what their duties will be to keep the forest running smoothly." "Oh, I see," Pooh said, scratching his head. "But Rabbit, I'm not sure what my duty would be, other than, well, eating honey." Rabbit sighed but patted Pooh on the shoulder. "Don't worry, Pooh. I'll figure it out. Now let's gather the others." Together, they made their way to Piglet's house. Piglet was busy watering his flowers when they arrived. "Good morning, Piglet," Rabbit said, his voice full of importance. "We're organizing the 100-Acre Wood today. It's time for a census." "A sea census?" Piglet asked nervously, his small paws clutching his watering can. "Is that dangerous?" "No, Piglet," Rabbit reassured him. "A census is when we count everyone and figure out where they live and what they do. It's perfectly safe." "Oh. Well, that sounds like a good idea," Piglet said, feeling a little braver. "But what will I do, Rabbit?" "You'll have a very important job," Rabbit said with a nod. "We'll figure it all out when everyone's gathered." And so, the three friends continued through the 100-Acre Wood, collecting their friends one by one. Tigger, of course, was more than eager to join in, bouncing excitedly and asking if there would be any super bouncy jobs. Eeyore, on the other hand, took a bit more convincing. "I suppose it doesn't matter where I live," Eeyore said with a sigh when Rabbit explained the census to him. "I'll just end up losing my tail again, anyway." "Nonsense, Eeyore," Rabbit said. "You're just as important as everyone else, and today we'll make sure you have a special role in the forest." Eeyore shrugged but followed along, his gloomy tail dragging behind him. The census begins by the time everyone gathered at Rabbit's house. The sun was high in the sky, casting a warm golden glow over the forest. Rabbit stood at the front, clipboard ready, looking very proud of himself. "Welcome, everyone, to the first ever Great Census and Organization Day," Rabbit announced. "Today, we will ensure that every animal knows where they live, what their favorite activity is, and what their important job will be in keeping the 100-Acre Wood running smoothly." The animals looked at each other curiously, wondering what jobs they might be given. Tigger bounced up and down, unable to contain his excitement. "I bet I get the most bounciest job of all," Tigger exclaimed. Maybe I'll be the official Tigger of fun. We'll see, Tigger, Rabbit said with a chuckle. Now, let's begin the census. Everyone, tell me where you live, what you do, and what you'd like to do for the forest. First up was Pooh, who was still thinking about honey. Well, I live in my house, and I mostly think about honey. And sometimes I eat it. Rabbit jotted down a note. Pooh, you will be in charge of honey storage. You'll make sure we always have enough honey for everyone. Pooh's face lit up. Honey storage? Oh, I think I can handle that. Next was Piglet, who shuffled forward nervously. I live in my little house, and I like to take care of the flowers. Rabbit smiled. Perfect, Piglet. You'll be in charge of flower maintenance. You'll make sure the forest is full of beautiful flowers.
Pilo blushed.
Oh, thank you, Rabbit. I do love flowers. Tigger bounced forward next, grinning from ear to ear. I live anywhere there's fun, and I like to bounce. Bouncing is what Tiggers do best. Well then, Rabbit said, you'll be the official bouncing coordinator. You'll make sure everyone has fun, especially during celebrations. Hoo. That's the bestest job ever. Tigger cheered, bouncing higher than ever before. Finally, it was Eeyore's turn. He slowly approached, looking glum, as usual. I live near the thistles, and I mostly just sit. Rabbit put a thoughtful paw to his chin. Eeyore, you'll be in charge of thistle supervision. You'll make sure the thistles stay healthy. Eeyore shrugged. I suppose that's as good a job as any. With the census complete, Rabbit clapped his paws together. And now, my friends, we are officially organized. The 100-acre wood has never been in better shape. The animals cheered, feeling proud of their new roles, even if they weren't quite sure what would change. But as the sun began to set, they all felt a little closer, a little more connected, and maybe just a bit more organized. A surprise twist just as Rabbit was about to declare the day a complete success. There was a rustling in the bushes. Out stepped Christopher Robin, carrying a large box tied with a ribbon. Hello, everyone, Christopher Robin called, smiling brightly. Christopher Robin, Pooh cried, rushing forward to greet his friend. What's in the box? Tigger asked, bouncing around in curiosity. Christopher Robin set the box down and untied the ribbon. Inside was a brand new set of colorful gardening tools and a beautifully carved wooden sign that read, Welcome to the Organized 100-Acre Wood. I thought these might help with your organizing, Rabbit, Christopher Robin said with a grin. And I wanted to be part of the fun. Rabbit beamed with pride. Thank you, Christopher Robin. This is the perfect finishing touch. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, the animals gathered around the new sign, feeling a sense of accomplishment and joy. They had organized the 100-acre wood, and now it felt more like home than ever. And from that day on, whenever someone asked Rabbit about the organization of the forest, he would proudly say, We're not just a forest, we're an organized family.